The basement.
You are in the basement with Tim Ross. Boy,
What's up, everybody? I love you and welcome to the Basement Home Edition. I am Tim Ross. Listen, this episode is being sponsored by TOME. I hope you guys are getting a deeper knowledge of what it means to explore Jesus Christ and understand the scriptures from Genesis to Revelation. TOME's making that happen. Download the app because the teachers and the instructors and the content that they have is going to make you a stronger disciple of Jesus. TOME in your home. Make it happen. As you can see, I am legitimately and quite literally in my natural habitat. No cap, no glasses, no shirt, no jeans, no shoes. Literally, this is the loungewear that Juliet bought me to like hang in. I think you bought me like maybe 4 or 5 different colors.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
And so
whenever you want.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
Yeah. So this is the home edition, and literally we wanted to invite you into our home, and I wanted to introduce the basement dwellers to my reason, my seasons, my gift, my love, my best friend, my lover.
Yes. And amen.
My confidant, my everything. I mean,
Yes.
you're the reason why the basement works.
Well, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Baby.
And welcome, basement dwellers.
Yes.
To our home.
Yes. Now, if anybody
it.
is looking like this dude has on like green military loungewear,
I love it.
and his wife is looking like a star. My wife has another interview to do after this.
I do.
And so
I got to leave out of here afterwards.
I don't have an interview to do after this. I'm in my own house, fam.
And
I
you
wasn't
look
going to
good.
dress up in my own house. Y'all in my
No.
house, this is what I wear in my house.
That's right.
Right? So I'm
You
chilling.
look good, though.
Hey, thank you, baby. And you look great.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Like,
Thank you.
your hair is dope.
Thank you.
Your makeup is right. Your eyebrows look good.
Listen,
Your hips.
we might not have time for this podcast.
We may not. It can be over now.
Is this too much for your audience?
No, not at all. The home edition can be over in 5 minutes. I'm
Yeah,
straight.
listen.
This
This is how we are authentically
is, baby.
on the regular.
Baby, I think this is why I was so excited that we got to do this in our home.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have come to the studio and that would have been dope. But like the essence of the philosophy of the basement started
That's right.
in our home.
Yes, it did.
When the Lord gave me the revelation about that 100th floor
Yeah.
and getting everybody down to the basement,
Yeah.
like we just tried to disciple as many people as we could,
right.
get them in the house and show them like, you know, it's not better on the top floor. It's better and safer in the
Well,
basement.
these are our regular conversations. These are our discussions. And
Always
this
have been.
basement is basically an extension of our conversations that we have.
That's right. On the regular.
Regularly.
On the regular. Like for
Regularly.
23 years that we've been married, this is how we've talked.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I've talked. This is how you've talked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so like for people to be, you know, to get to hear it from you. Because a lot of times, I won't just say husbands for wives, but I'll just say married people. When like whoever the prominent one is in the front,
Right.
there's always like a squinting suspicion of like, are they really like that with their spouse? Would their spouse
100%.
say the same thing?
100%.
Or would their spouse be like, he ain't like that at the house.
Right.
He's talking about how much he loves me. He's never
That's
home.
right.
He loves
That's
the
right.
church more than he loves me.
So
I haven't
unfortunate.
seen him since the last revival he started. You know what I mean?
That's the
like
truth.
He travels 2 million miles a year preaching the gospel, and we've only been on 8 dates.
Yep.
So
it's a sad truth.
Please, Mrs. Ross,
Yes.
tell these people if I'm lying.
Yes. There are no
I'm about
lies.
to sit up.
There
I'm
are
about to
no
I'm about to
lies
post
being told.
straight up right now. And you can, if I have lied on any podcast since
Oh, my
we started,
goodness.
if I have fronted in any way, if I have
Oh,
been
my
any,
goodness.
if I've been disingenuous in any way, Juliet Ross,
I will tell you.
you have the right to expose me right here, right now as a fraud.
Well, here's the truth.
Come through with the truth.
The one thing is, I do not lie.
No, let's.
I will not lie. I don't have it in me.
Okay. Let me clarify. I want to clarify this. This is because this statement is absolutely true, but there are two. There's an asterisk by it because there's two reasons why my wife will lie.
This is true.
Okay, because Juliet is not a liar. Okay,
No.
but she will lie
On 2 occasions.
on 2 occasions.
That's day and night.
I only think of you on 2 occasions. Whoa, that's day and night. I'll go for broke if I could be with you. Only you can make it right.
Only, I think, 35 and above would know that reference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, if y'all don't know the deal,
Yeah.
and if you don't know how to spell deal,
Right.
then you're not old enough. So anyway, shout out to everybody old enough to know what that is. What that is.
Yeah.
But Juliet will lie to cover up a birthday party, surprise party.
Yes, I will.
She will lie
I will-
straight to your face.
I will blatantly lie.
She will look you in your retina and your cornea.
that the surprise is superior
Absolutely.
than the truth in that moment.
Oh yeah, she'll lie to your face. She'll lie to your face. She'll have the most
Yeah.
extravagant party planned on the inside, look you dead in your eyeballs in the driveway and be like, so I guess we're just watching a movie tonight, right?
But the cause is bigger, and I know we're all going to be happy in the end. And if I spoil it, it's just ruins everything. So is it Christmas and birthdays?
Yeah, Christmas and birthdays.
Christmas
That's
and
what it
birthdays.
is.
That's it.
Because if she's painstakingly wrapped a gift and then you guess it, she's gonna look you right in the eye and be like, I would never buy you that.
Oh, my
You'll never get that from me. So
It makes life more fun that way.
but you're not a liar.
No, not at all.
So keep that energy.
So I tell the truth, and the truth, that's the thing. I'm just not going to lie.
Period.
And so if you say something that's wrong or right, I don't mind correcting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
In a gentle way. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely don't mind correcting.
Yeah.
For sure. So
Well, I
so
just
you have had no lies.
I appreciate that.
You have had all the truth has been told.
Hey, but it wasn't
all your truth has been
yeah,
told.
yeah, and
it's your truth.
Now and in 23 years, that hasn't always been true,
And that hasn't always been. That is correct.
right?
That
Like
is
I grew
correct.
to be this person.
Yes.
I did not start off
yeah.
as this person.
No, you didn't.
I was kind of whack in some areas of my life.
Y'all can see my head nod in agreement. Yes.
Yeah. So
we've been through a lot.
Yeah, we have.
We've been through a lot, but God is faithful.
Yeah, he
and
is.
He's gracious and He's kind.
Yep.
And at the same time, Tim put in a lot of work.
Yep.
Right? He did his push-ups. And
I found that basement.
You found the basement, right? And so we're here.
We here.
We here.
Yeah, we absolutely
And I'm
here.
super glad.
Hey.
Hey.
All right, so I wanted to talk about like a whole bunch of stuff.
Let's go.
You hear that sound in the background?
I do hear it. It's
That's the sound
of coffee and chives
of
being
my
made.
god sister Katie making us chai lattes with oat milk.
That's right.
How bougie are we right now?
Well, maybe right now, in this moment,
Yeah.
in this moment.
Oh, we love it. We love it. We love it. That sound is a clarion call for my taste buds to wake up.
Although I have to have decaf.
It's okay, and I'm gonna join you on the decaf
On the
decaf experience.
That's right.
It's so good though. Babe, so
What you want to talk about, my love?
yeah, I wanted to talk about this upcoming women's conference you have,
Let's go.
and the reason why I thought it would be interesting is because you're not what I found very intriguing about what you felt like God called you to do for women was not the normal conference, right? It wasn't like, let's go find, and a lot of these people are my friends, so it's no disrespect, right? Like, let's go find like the dopest speakers that happen to be women, and let's have a women's conference and line it up based on these big names, and then come in here and do it like you. This is like the anti-conference, right?
It goes against the grain.
Yeah, this is the anti-conference. Like, this conference is like,
I even hate the word conference. I just want to call it experience.
Yes, you want to call it an experience. And but this conference, no, I'm just playing.
It still has the elements of a conference, Jew. Right. It's gonna be a conference.
Right. So this conference experience.
All right.
This conference experience is like you made the focus on the actual registrants. You made the focus 100%. On the actual people that are registering 100%. For the conference. Like you
go
have
against the grain.
Like you have breakout rooms and that are like, I can't even. Please describe. I need you to elaborate on like the breakout rooms and just the overall experience that you want these women to have.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we've all been to a conference or a church conference experience. We've been to many of them. And again, no slight to all of our preachers and pastors and leader friends that have thrown them. But I feel like they have thrown them all. And that the timing and what they've done has probably been great and God-led. So
yeah, for sure.
Definitely no slight. But in this instance, I feel like there's a slight difference because typically what almost all the conference people do is it's so personality driven. Mm-hmm. And so just like you said, they bring in all these big names as a draw to the people. And so the attendees are almost the ones that should be privileged to come and see their favorite speaker. Right? So you should be honored that you get to come and hear your favorite speaker. And I just have a little issue with that because that perpetuates the elitism. It perpetuates putting these leaders and these pastors and these disciples of Christ, which we all are, if we profess Jesus as our Lord and Savior, we're actually all the same, disciples in Christ. But yet when we put so much emphasis on the gift that God has given them, we then start to put these people on pedestals. And then they become this somewhat local or church level celebrity. And then now we begin to look at them as that. And we don't look at them as just, these are disciples of Christ, just like myself.
Right.
And so the way we present these events, the attendees should be honored and privileged to be in the company, right? VIP status, come to this VIP gathering. And it's like, no, we're all important. And so what I want to do, and it may take my lifetime, but I'm here to have a generational shift in the mindset of find that for me in this word. Find that format for me in this scripture. Everything about what Jesus did was to serve the people.
Right.
And so this event, this experience, it's not personality driven. Thank you. Because I want it to be where we are serving the people.
Right.
And so the attendees to me are the VIPs.
Right, for sure.
The attendees, it's like, how can I come? How can you come? How can I spoil you?
Yeah.
How can I express my love for you?
Yeah.
How can Jesus show his love for you through me?
Yeah.
By you coming, and then we just pour into you.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the essence of this is, if you come, my heart and goal is, I just want to love on you all. So yes, you're going to get the spiritual word. You're going to get it. But does it matter who it's from? Jesus is in the room.
Yeah,
he should be the biggest celebrity there. He should be the best draw. Yeah. I shouldn't have to put a name out there for you to come. If you can trust the God in me to lead, that his presence and he is going to be there, then you should be able to come with an open heart, knowing that whatever these prayers that have been going up for you, that there is something there for you. And so I want to be able to offer love and healing and wholeness back from a different perspective. Like, how can I love you where you don't feel like you're privileged to be there. In fact, I'm privileged that you're coming.
All right, so I just want to slow down for a minute because your strength is
I'm
so
sorry.
No, your strength is so incredibly attractive that I get distracted and turned on. And like I heard everything you said, but then I'm also like,
Podcast over.
that'll get you done up. Like you just said some great stuff, and that'll get you so done up.
Thank you, baby.
So I'm hearing some people that like this is resonating with them, right? Like I feel this in the spirit. Like people are like, oh yeah, no, that's good.
Yes.
And I hear some other people saying like, then if you feel like that, then why even have registration for the conference, and why even pay for the conference?
Sure.
And do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I want to answer those people.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah. Your turn. Tag. Air high five.
My answer to a $175 registration for those that wanted to know how much the registration is that in the same way you would go get your nails done, your hair done, your toes done, you're literally paying for a service to be pampered. That's why you pay for.
Super great.
That's why you pay for the service, right? When I go see Van, shout out to Van at Four Seasons. When I go see Van to get my deep tissue massage, I'm paying.
Yes, you are.
For pain.
I'm paying to get broke. I'm paying to get beat up.
I'm actually paying for pain that brings my body like this release and a realignment.
That's right.
But I'm paying the service, and it's all about me.
Yes.
Right. I'm paying for a service, and it's all about me.
That's catering to you.
Yeah, it's catering.
Yes.
I'm paying for a service that caters to me.
Yes.
And what I hear you saying is that this conference has been designed for people to pay a service to be catered to them, not a service to be catered to other people.
Right.
That they get to come watch.
Right. Exactly.
This service is catered to you, which is why we didn't put who's speaking, because it's catered to you. Which is why we have these breakout sessions, because it's catered to you.
Correct.
What is the you had the breakout sessions, and then what's the other?
They're called self-care rooms.
And then the self-care room.
Yeah.
Where?
So
no. Where
you go get that at?
Name me one other conference that has self-care rooms. I've never heard of this in my life.
No. I've done a radio interview about it. I've done a few other things so far. Praise Jesus. And they said, I've never heard of a faith-based mental health and wellness focus conference. Like I've never heard of all the elements, because typically in church you get the one element, you get the spiritual part. And so they get excited and they go home and they try to take that word with them. But then when life hits them, right afterwards, a week later on a Friday or Tuesday at 3:00, and they maybe want to cuss their employees out. They're not remembering what they heard at the conference. They're not remembering the spiritual things. And so that's why this is called the Whole Woman Conference, so that we can touch every area, right? We can give back and support every area. So the spiritual part with the empowerment sessions, right? It's called Step Your Game Up. Yeah. Right?
Come on. Give us the acronym for GAME. That's what I want.
GAME is G.
G.
For your gifts.
A.
Aspirations.
M.
Movements.
E.
Expectations.
Say it again, girl. Say it with your chest. G.
Gifts. You told me to say it with my chest. Is the best I can do.
I am done, fam. Oh my
goodness. Well, listen, you have this in our
love
house.
You.
This is what we do. We act.
Oh my God.
So I'm sorry.
You really said it with your chest.
I said it with my. You asked me to say it with my chest.
Okay.
So I thought I was gonna give it to the people.
Hey,
I gave you what you wanted. Now don't do that again.
Don't do that again. Or this gonna be the most watched episode ever in the history. Don't do that again.
Well, don't give me instructions.
Wow.
Don't give me instructions.
That was hilarious.
Listen, I'm here for all the silly, and I'm here for all the spiritual.
Yo, that's gonna bless me for years. Oh my! If I ever get hit in the head and wind up in a coma,
that'll wake you up.
And no one wakes me, my sons are coming up to me like, Dad, remember when you took us to the park. And then Juliet's like, remember the night you proposed? Just whisper in my ear, gifts. And I promise you I'll wake up.
You gonna wake right up.
I don't care if I'm in a coma for 18
my
months. I'll wake up
goodness.
if you say gifts. Remember the podcast where I went, gifts? I'll be like, yes. How long have I been asleep?
Oh my goodness. You know what's funny is sometimes there's lots of people that think I'm so serious.
Well,
Because I do. I definitely have my serious moments.
Well,
100%.
I just...
I'm focused.
Well, let me say this. I just think strong women are misinterpreted and mislabeled as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I think most people are so uncomfortable with women who are confident and have strength that they just get labeled as, like, first of all, unfortunately, get labeled as bees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're strong, it equals
For sure.
being a bee, which is
sure.
just stupid.
It's dumb. It's just ignorant.
Yeah. That needs to be corrected, like post haste. And then
Well, now it depends on who's labeling them. That as
well,
So-
it's mostly insecure people who
Yeah.
are not confident and
Right.
have their own self-esteem.
for sure.
But there's something about strong women that it's almost like expected that a man be strong.
Yeah.
But when a woman's strong, it's like, you're not that. I don't know what to do with any of that. So
Yeah.
give it to me one more time.
Yeah.
Without your chest.
Without the chest.
G.
Gifts.
You gave it to me with your neck.
I gave it with the neck. I didn't want to emphasize the chest. All right.
A.
Gifts, aspirations,
M.
movements,
E.
and your expectations. And here's why. These are the 4 main empowerment sessions where there's many people out there that really don't know what their gifts are. They have
Period.
no idea what's inside of them. And some of them may know something that's inside of them, but they don't know how to develop it.
Yep.
I believe you had a guest on, Felicia Deshay,
Yeah,
back a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And her podcast was on saying that, she has multiple gifts.
Yeah, she does.
She's a comedian and an actress and
Yeah.
a singer and
Yeah.
a preacher and all that. And
She'd be a bomb voice actor.
yeah, and how most people, she was saying that a lot of people don't know how to handle all of her gifts and that she had to choose one. But actually, many people have lots of gifts. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
And so they want to force people to pick the one because maybe that's the only one they know that they have, right? And so, but people will always try to limit you because they are limited. And so, but no, people have gifts in them that they just really don't know, and it just sometimes takes somebody to pull it out of them.
Yeah.
And you could just have one gift. Great. Maximize the one.
Yeah.
But don't limit the others who might have more.
That's great.
And then aspirations. The reason why we're doing this is because there are aspirations and dreams that people have that they want to do. They don't know how to attain it. They don't know how to go about it. Where do I get started? And oftentimes people leave their aspirations literally in their head.
Yeah.
They leave it there. And it doesn't go past the green light. It's there and it's at a stop sign.
Yep.
And why is it at a stop sign? Because of circumstances that say you can't do it. It's too much. It's bigger than you. Maybe you don't have a support system.
Fear of failure.
Fear of failure. Lots of things.
Fear of success.
Fear of success, right? So lots of things give people the stop sign in their head. And so they don't proceed with caution, right?
Yep.
I think everybody should go the yellow light way.
That's how I got you.
You did.
That's exactly how I got you.
The yellow light is safe.
Yeah, it is. It means proceed with caution. It doesn't mean
proceed
stop.
with caution. Doesn't mean stop.
Right? It just means proceed with caution.
And if you're afraid of the green,
Yeah.
just go through it slowly.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's lots of aspirations that people that is aborted because of all these factors that hinder them.
Yep.
And so we got to be able to bring that out because there's so much life and gift in people that needs to come out that we all need to see. And then movements.
Yeah.
What steps are you taking to make it happen? What steps are you doing to get these gifts and these aspirations on the go? Or are you just sitting there?
Yeah.
Right? And do you know how to take the steps? And then E, expectations, which I love expectations because so many people have them and then so many people don't anymore.
They expect nothing.
They expect nothing because of fear. Or I hear so many people say in church, I had these dreams, I tried something, right? And then it didn't work. It didn't work. And so it is natural human nature to blame. It is human nature when something doesn't work or even when something dies, the human soul or the human mind cannot comprehend that something can just happen because of life. There has to be a blame on the other end of the finger.
Someone must be responsible.
Someone or something has to be responsible. And when they cannot put, if they cannot affix something or someone to be at the other end of it, then ultimately they point to God. Well, then God, you're the creator of all things. So right? That it's your fault. You allowed this to happen. Right? So now we have to blame because he's now he's the only supreme being that could be at the other end of this finger point.
Yeah.
And that it makes us feel better that we have reasoning on why this happened.
Yeah.
So we blame God. And so then our faith now declines because we feel like God failed us when we attempted to do something. Or now there could be many reasons. It could be timing. It could be your ambition. It could be something you wanted to do. The Lord didn't tell you to do that. But it could have been something you wanted to do. But we need to get to the root of that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you have expectations? If you don't, why not? Do you feel like God failed you? Great, let's talk about it. Did he really fail you? So this is also the spiritual part. We're going to bring the word in on these areas, but
that's because those are the general sessions, right? G, A, M, and E.
These are the general empowerment sessions, but we're going to talk about these things.
That's right.
And so, but these are where we're going to invite God into these sessions right here. And so there's that. But my favorite part is actually these workrooms.
Yeah, that's the fun.
It's the fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the workrooms is what I call. No, they're called the workrooms.
Yeah.
And so these are more of the therapy rooms. They're here to let's do the work in our life that we haven't either had the capacity, the space, or the knowledge how to go get it.
Okay, so I got to jump in on this because
jump in, baby.
I obviously, like as you said before, the reason why we've been together for 23 years is because I did massive amounts of work.
Yes.
And I can't stand
and I appreciate it.
I
appreciate all the work, honey.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. I as a result, when you survive trauma and overcome addictive behavior and learn how to manage in healthy ways and do all that kind of stuff, when you've done that much work, you can't be around people. You can't be around people. I was going to say you can't respect people, but that's not the truth. I just can't be around people that are not committed to doing the work.
We hate it. We hate it.
Oh,
we despise the non-workers
Oh,
of their own personal
it makes
stuff.
me break out in hives. I can handle,
That's
we
right.
can handle, we can handle any situation. I don't care what you tell me you was into.
That's right.
You could have smoked you can't smoke. You could have snorted 3 lines of Coke. I had lines of Coke and thought, you can't smoke that. That would be crack. But if you snorted 3 lines of Coke, went to church, led praise and worship, left praise and worship, took 11 shots, slept for 3 days, got up, and you're like, I need to change my life. I'm kind of foul. I could love on that person. Here's a person I can't love on.
Right.
They did 3 lines of Coke. They went and did praise and worship. They did 11 shots. And then I'm like, do you want help? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, so this is what you need to do. And they're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to do all that.
Yeah. Then go somewhere else.
Then there's nothing I can do for it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I'd rather you, like if you started the work and relapse, I can deal with that because I know what it is to relapse.
For sure.
But I don't know what it is for somebody to be like,
Yep.
I just can't do it because my dad didn't apologize yet.
Yeah.
My mom didn't hug me.
Yeah.
And so till she hugs me, I won't be able to get over myself.
Do some push-ups.
Yeah.
Do some push-ups and get your work done.
You are such a Spartan mom.
I mean, I don't like.
My wife is Leonidas' wife from 300. She's a Spartan mom.
I hate excuses.
Yeah, no, we
I
don't.
hate excuses on anything. I just don't like it. Own your stuff.
Own it.
Just own your
Ooh,
stuff.
girl.
You know what I mean? Do your work, own your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like, I'm not good at this, just say that.
Say that.
Just say
That
it.
part. Just
so
say that
we
part.
can go forward.
That's right.
Listen,
No.
it takes time to do things, and it takes time for people to change. So I'm here for the issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I share with you all something that I taught in March? I had to do this ladies' retreat.
Yeah.
It's a very intimate one, and I loved it. The whole theme of the retreat was about renewal.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they thought when I came in there, it was about to be this woo, woo, rah, rah. We about to renew, and this is going to be exciting, and it's about to be very uplifting. And to a small point it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to tell them to renew something takes work.
Absolutely.
If I wanted to polish this table, guess what? I have to go get things.
Yeah.
I have to put in the work. I
That's
have to
right.
put in the energy.
That's
I
right.
got to get materials.
Yeah.
I got to put some elbow grease. If
Yes.
I wanted to reupholster and renew this couch, guess what? I have to put in some work. It takes work to renew something.
That's right.
To polish something.
Yeah.
So we talked about faith and we talked about renew, and I was tying in the word.
Hey, okay, hold on.
No?
There's something there. No,
Okay.
not no. Like,
Continue on.
but
Okay.
there's just some, because I see everything in pictures. So, like, I'm just thinking about restoration.
I'm about to tell you.
Like, I'm looking at it as you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
Yep. And so in all of my studies on renew, we had renewed faith, renewed grace, renewed, this and that. And so we took the word renew because in different instances in the Old Testament, it applies differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in the New Testament. And faith is also something, faith in the New Testament means time. Okay? Essentially, it just means time. And it means to allow God to lean in, okay, and be closer with you. But sometimes those things take time, okay? And in one of the Old Testament verses, I think it's Samuel, the word renew actually means to renovate. And I put those two together to say the Lord knows that it takes time for you to renovate. And I don't know about you, but I have never seen anybody renovate anything overnight or that just happens over time.
Girl.
When you have to renovate something, before you even start the process, you have to plan. You have to decide, do I want to keep that? Do I want to throw that away?
Wow.
Do I want to tear this wall down?
Wow.
What? And guess what? It takes other things. If we were to renovate this house right now, do you know how much time that would take just to go into the planning?
Do you know how much money it would take?
You know how much money it would take, right? You know how much things we would have to consider. Do we
Yeah.
want to take up this floor?
Yeah.
Do I know how to take up this floor? If not,
Yeah.
okay, now we got to bring in contractors.
Yep.
How many do we bring in?
Yep.
And basically what the Lord is saying that,
Oh. I just want to say,
okay,
renovation is not a one-person project.
that's where I'm going. It is not a one-person project. It takes a team.
I won't interrupt you.
That's okay, honey. You could interrupt me anytime you want. But renovation takes time. And when we renovate our mind and when we renovate our soul, God is gracious enough to us to know that it takes time because we have to renovate by faith. We have to renew by faith. And faith also means time. And God is a God of all knowledge to know that we don't work all things out in our life overnight.
Yeah.
And that it takes time to renew our mind.
Yeah.
It takes time to renew things and change things.
Yeah.
That it is a process for people to turn a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you are starting to renovate things, people have to take the time to understand that they are about to turn this corner. They're about to make these deep changes. They're about to take these walls down and put these walls up and add this here. And I'm going to have to bring this person in my life. And I'm going to have to add this to my life in order for me to accomplish this work that needs to be done. If I want something renovated
Yep.
to look and be something new,
Yep.
it's going to take more than me to do it.
Yep.
And the Lord is kind enough to know that renovation takes time and that we need others to help us in the process of change. So, our workrooms. People doing their work, right? I'm not mad at them doing their work. We have to be patient with their work. And we are patient with their work.
Girl, you should have called them renovation rooms.
They could be renovation rooms.
I'm really thrilled, like in the best possible way by what you said, because again, I know my own renovation. Yep. I know our renovation
for sure
on our marriage.
It's hard.
It's
work
not for the faint. And this is why most people don't go to rehab.
No.
For a reason.
That's right.
Because
it's hard.
Rehab is more painful than the injury first occurred.
That's right.
Right? Like you pop your Achilles, that's painful.
Yeah.
Rehabbing that Achilles so you can walk like you did prior to popping it.
That's right.
That's like 18 months.
Yeah. It's long. It's tedious.
Yes.
And it takes time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And nobody wants to commit to that time. We're such a quick generation. Go.
So based on that, based on that, would it be safe to say that the majority of people are walking around as unfinished renovation projects?
Yes. Yes.
I'm in my jammies.
Yes.
I'm in my jammies.
That's so good.
Well, this
baby.
is not pajamas. It's loungewear, but it feels like pajamas.
Yes.
Girl, like okay. Remember when we went to Turks and Caicos?
Oh yes.
And when we was driving around and all the unfinished houses,
unfinished homes.
Like the
they
frame.
got started. They started the work. They started the process. They thought it through, and they at least tried to have a plan.
And you can actually see.
You can see the work.
The work that was done, and like,
That's right.
man, that house looks like it's gonna be bombed.
That's right.
But it ain't finished.
It's not finished.
They stopped.
And what happened?
Oh my goodness.
What interrupted the process?
Yo,
what interrupted the process?
Yo,
right?
I know the dwellers right now are going crazy. Yo, for all the dwellers that watch the premieres live, I know they're going crazy in the chat.
I love it.
Can I tell you one of the this just came to my mind. You know, one of the main things that happens to undeveloped projects, they get occupied by squatters.
Yes. Very true.
That was so stinky.
And you don't want certain squatters in your head.
Not just in your head, in your life.
In your life.
How many people you have in your life that are squatting?
That's what I'm saying.
In your life. You're in a relationship with a squatter.
That's right.
Because they moved into your life when you were still an unfinished product.
Yes. Because
you missed the right person you were supposed to have in your life, and you settled on the wrong one.
Because you didn't finish your work.
You didn't finish your work. So
the
only people that are attracted to you are squatters. Squatters are not attracted to finished products.
No, they have nothing.
They
take up your time.
You'll never find a squatter.
Come on.
In a new home project.
No.
You'll never find a squatter in a Drees home.
No, you won't. No,
you'll never find a squatter in a premier home.
They won't allow it.
Right? They won't allow it.
They
right?
won't allow it.
Because the builder has built this, and they are looking for people that are willing to pay full price for what was built and what was constructed.
Well, and the home is constantly maintained. So if you were constantly maintaining your work, there's no room for squatters, because the moment you saw something approaching, you would have already known that this isn't welcome here. Lock the doors, put it down, put up the boundaries.
Undeveloped homes don't have a ring light or the ring. What is it? The ring doorbell.
The ring
Right?
doorbell.
Undeveloped homes don't have security systems.
They don't.
They don't have any protection.
No.
From who goes in and out, because it's an unfinished product.
And it's been abandoned.
And there are certain people that are I can't get off that thing right now.
Well,
there are certain people that are only attracted to unfinished products.
Because they're easy to get into. And
they're not finished products themselves.
They attract the brokenness in each other.
Y'all better get to this. I need every woman.
Yes, come on.
Listening. We need them. I would like every woman to be there, but it will be sold out if they don't.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it
Listen,
it could be sold out. So I just need everybody that can still come
Get in
into
there.
it, because if it's sold out, then you'll have to wait till next time. But these workrooms are intended for you to start the process of a renovation that you commit to completing.
Yes.
Right? We can't do everything in a day and a half conference. We can't do everything in a 2-day conference, right? We
But
can't
we're
do
gonna give you
everything.
the tools.
Yeah, but you're going to have tools. Thank you so
you're gonna
much.
have the tools, and you're going
to have
equipped.
a blueprint.
That's right. That's right. You're going to have your spiritual component.
Yeah.
Because
we have licensed therapists.
They're all.
Yeah, everybody's here.
The game part is your external expression.
That's right. Good.
These workrooms are going to be your internal expression and healing. Right. Listen, there's a mantra that I live my life by.
Tell us the mantra that you live your life by.
Is if you can do better, then good is not enough. People all the time say, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Are you okay with just doing good? You don't want to be better? You don't want to be exceptional? Like, be the best you.
Dang.
And so many people live their life just good, or just, I'm maintaining. I hate that phrase. I hate maintaining. Be exceptional.
Yeah, girl.
Be great in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Stop lacking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I want to empower them in that part. Let's go. Let's be better.
Yep.
Because you've lived your life up until this point. Great. But now how can, from this day going forward, can you be exceptional?
Yeah.
Like, live the rest of your life
Yeah.
the top of your game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Do that.
Yeah.
And so these workrooms, some of the dwellers and the non-dwellers, you know, they have trauma issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Or they have regular, everyday people issues.
Yep.
And we want to talk about that.
Yeah.
We have a purpose room. That room I think is sold out. The purpose room is, so many people don't know what their purpose is in life.
That room is already sold out?
It is sold out. It's been sold out. That room was the first one to get sold out because so many people don't know what their purpose
They're trying to find it.
is.
Yeah, they're trying to find it.
And they are trying to map, like, everything is going good. I really don't have these big problems in my life, but my God, I got a great job. But is there anything more for me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to speak to that. Like, I know everybody that signed up for that purpose room. If you signed up, if you already registered for the conference and you're already in one of the purpose rooms, you're gonna find your purpose. I just want to speak to the fact that there are millions of people that are so close to their purpose but don't realize it.
Yes.
This is just where my train of thought is going, so I know this is kind of a unique take, but I think the church has done like a really bad job of helping people find their purpose.
Yeah.
Because we have made work in ministry
Right.
to be
The end all.
when like somebody who is like the principal of an independent school district
Right.
and loves Jesus,
That's right.
is already in their purpose.
That's right.
But it's like, but if I don't do this Bible study on the side and I'm going through ministry class so I can be a preacher, and it's like you're a preaching principal.
Right.
Go to school.
Go to school.
What are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a friend who is like the dopest photographer of all time, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like unbelievable. And this pastor asked him one day, like, man, I don't see you around church enough, and you need to be a deacon. And
Not a deacon.
this dude is like one of the most amazing photographers on the planet. Like he do you know how good you have to be? Everybody has
this guy has multiple gifts, though.
Yeah,
he's like good at every single thing.
It's
he
obnoxious.
Does. He's awesome.
Every time he posts something on Instagram, I always comment.
Do you do the boo?
Leave? No,
if
I don't.
There's not
no,
a boo button.
no,
Tim would boo
I'm
him.
not booing him. I celebrate him.
No,
I celebrate him,
You would just be
and
like, yeah.
I celebrate him,
I hate
and
that
I
you have
tell
all those
him,
gifts.
why do you keep coming after me?
Yeah, I love it.
I'm a one-trick pony. I can't renovate my house.
Oh my goodness.
And fly to Mount Kilimanjaro. can take pictures for the government. I don't know what you want from me, right?
Oh, my
This
goodness.
guy's like, that guy is told, you need to be a deacon. And so he comes to my office one day. He's like, dude, do I need to be a deacon?
Oh.
I was like, bruh, you better
Misconceptions.
never.
Yes.
He is reaching more people with the
That's
gospel of
right.
Jesus Christ
That's right.
behind that camera
That's right.
than he ever will being somebody's deacon.
That's right.
And the problem that so many churches have is, oh, thank you, Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Let's
see what happens.
about it.
See what happens when we get in the house.
Yes, baby. Yes.
I think too many churches are the hoarders of spiritual gifts.
Yes. Okay. Say that again. That was good.
Too many churches are the hoarders.
Yes, they are.
Of spiritual gifts. They see a gift and talent on your life and they're like, ooh, we need to use that for the kingdom.
That's right.
And all that boils down to is you producing my crappy Bible study that 11 people are going to watch. This is trash, fam. We got the best producers.
Yes.
No one wants your content. You suck. You're not good, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh man, you have a very creative eye and I see the paintings that you do and you got an art gallery in Dallas. You need to paint for Jesus. I am. And it's at the art gallery.
That's right. That's right.
Downtown. I'm not going to paint during your praise and worship set.
Yes.
And flip it over so, and then everybody's like, oh, snap, it's the face of Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I love that gift. It's really bomb and it's played. I'm so sorry. To anybody in that space. I love it. Maybe that was too far. But you think that was too far?
Well, only because other people have exploited it. But artists.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's not the artist.
No, because
no shade to the artist.
No, because I love artistry.
Yeah, and me too.
Yeah, and you do too.
Juliet used to do liturgical dance. For people that don't know, when I first met her, she was twirling for Jesus. And I'm telling you, she was twirling, not twerking.
Yes. Let's be very clear.
Yeah. She was twirling for Jesus. She was not twerking for Jesus. And I was doing mime.
Yeah.
I was doing mime and I was doing spoken word.
And hip hop, rap and
stand-up comedy, all of the stuff. So we love the gifts. I'm grateful you clarified that because we love the arts. We don't like the exploitation of it.
Right. And that's the thing is,
stop hoarding spiritual gifts, churches.
Well, and I think what's funny is when one church or one maybe common or popular church does one thing, then all the other churches are like, that was cool. I got to have that at my next event.
Yeah.
And then then they want them to do all the same thing. Now let's find all the artists that do this style of painting.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
But they won't support that artist in the public square.
Right. Or outside of that event.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You paid them to do it on at your church event.
Right.
Right. And so they turned it over for Jesus. Right. Oh, snap. And it was like Easter. But it's like, are you going to support that person
thereafter and following?
Yeah, exactly. Are you gonna put their art on display in your foyer?
Right.
You don't get me started.
Right.
Are you gonna help them sell their art?
Is it gonna be in your bookstore?
Yeah, like what churches are doing with creatives nowadays is actually it's dampening their creativity. Like, okay, I want y'all to speak into this. Like, if I'm wrong on this, let me know. But like, I just feel like churches are stifling the giftings of creators by just trying to relegate what they do to like church stuff.
Yes. Can I say something to that really quick?
Yeah, for sure.
I think they can, and in their own ignorance, they do stifle it because the mindset of many church leaders is when you do stuff in the church, this is the pinnacle of where you should be. And so because of that mentally limiting mindset, you bring others into that mindset. So if you're not doing something for the church or here, then you're not really giving God the glory.
Yeah.
But it's because of their,
yes.
You see what I mean? Their limited scope.
Yeah.
So, but the artist themselves has great range.
Yes.
And great scope.
Yes.
But sometimes there are certain leaders that don't have the bandwidth, spiritual and mental bandwidth and capacity to see the vastness of God,
right,
and to be able to push out these artists to say, hey, we would love to support you here, but don't let us limit you
right
to where you can go.
Yes.
And how can we support you going out? But the Bible says, "Go into all the world."
Yes.
Not necessarily into all the churches.
Right,
It says,
right,
Go
right.
into all the world and
yeah.
preach the gospel. And however that looks.
Yeah, for you, whatever.
For you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? How are you touching people in that world? And if you are creative through art, then guess what? That could be through the art gallery.
Yeah.
Right? It's relational through conversation.
Yeah.
Who is this artist? Oh, I don't know, but that painting is phenomenal. Oh,
Yeah.
he's a devout Christian. Oh, yeah, none of his stuff will ever be, or her stuff will ever be derogatory or vulgar because he stands firm.
Yeah.
Really? That's very interesting. Right? Now you've sparked a conversation.
Yeah, like how dope would it be if Banksy got saved? Right? Imagine Banksy, like literally on fire for Jesus. And we don't know about him because he's only doing paintings for, backwater church.
Don't even
in
say
Arkansas.
it. Somebody's church is probably named Backwater Church.
Please, Jesus, don't let there be a backwater church. Please, Lord.
Now you know they're gonna go and Google it. Backwater Church.
So I feel like like I don't want to see that spiritual gift. Is there a backwater church? Please, God, don't let there be.
There is a Backwater Baptist Church. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's called Blackwater
praise
Baptist
God.
Church.
Blackwater is an undercover military op church for those that are in special forces, tier 1.
It's in Virginia Beach.
Of course it is. Virginia Beach. That's close to Langley.
And
That is.
Wonderful Bible Teaching Church is the first review.
Amen. All right.
But Blackwater and not Backwater.
Yeah, praise
All
God.
right.
There's no backwater church.
You should have said like Backwash Church. See, that would have been better. Nobody really. Hopefully, nobody has a church called Backwash Church.
Hey, so I want to. So can y'all speak to that? Like, just like what it is to be a creative, and has it been a struggle to like work with churches? Like, I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, no, for me personally, and I think it's one of the saddest things out there is churches can be so caught up about our brand. It's not our brand.
Yes,
What you're doing,
right.
it's outside our style. It's outside of our brand. And that has been these boundaries that have been extremely hard for creatives to break through.
Yeah.
And it's sad because as a creative, I've sat there and been like, I'm sick and tired of churches saying, man, did y'all see what Hillsong did? Did y'all see what Gateway did?
Right.
Did y'all see what this church did?
Right.
Let's do our version of
That's
that.
right.
Right.
Versus-
Our boundaried version
right.
of that.
Yes.
Right.
And like, how do we make this our brand
Yeah.
and do our version of that? When it's like, why don't we come up with something that other people are going to be like, hey, did you see what we did?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Something new and fresh and creative.
Exactly.
Hey, so I want to,
Yes.
I talked about, the what is said is we want you to use your gifts for the kingdom,
Yeah.
right? I know this is gonna stink.
Uh-oh.
Okay. But at the core, it's I want you to use your gifts in my castle.
Yes. Then just say that.
Because your church isn't the kingdom. If your
Right.
church is the kingdom,
That's right.
it's your kingdom, right? Like the church is the kingdom.
That's right.
The 2 billion people that profess
That's
Jesus
right.
as Lord,
that's the kingdom.
we are all bringing, but like if you think your church is the epitome of the kingdom, you're not representing his kingdom, you're representing your castle.
So
Now, go ahead. No.
I just wanted to ask you too, since you're doing the experience at the conference, you have embassy, you've been in helped a ton of different ministries. How have y'all navigated in empowering creatives, but also still implementing accountability?
Yeah.
So they're not just loose, but
Right, absolutely.
there is safe lanes to navigate. And how have y'all gone about that?
Yeah, so I appreciate you asking that question
good
because
question.
I think one of the reasons why so many churches want short leashes is because they're afraid if you're not doing it in church, you're exposed to the world. It's so dangerous. Oh God, you're gonna wind up, out there, and you can wind up on drugs, and you can wind up promiscuous, and you can wind up like turning your back on God and being full of pride and humility and all that kind of stuff. Well, who discipled you?
That's right. That's right.
Can
That's
you be
right.
traced back to somebody?
That's right.
because everybody we send out from Embassy City Church, we can trace back to us. And they've given us permission to pull that chain if they go rogue.
That's right.
Or if they start doing some stuff that we've had people at our church that, you know, they're humans. We're all humans, right? Trying to navigate. But we might see something on social media and be like, hey, you need to take that post down. And they're like, but everybody else posted it. I'm like, you ain't everybody else.
That's right.
You represent this church.
That's right.
And have I posted something like that?
Right.
Well, no, you haven't. Well, then you can't post something like that. Right? I'm leading by example. And so, but I never want to stifle people's creativity. And let me tell you something. The majority of people in the last almost 7 years I've been pastoring in Embassy City, the majority of the people that we've empowered to do stuff, we haven't found a spot for their gift in the church.
Because we're always pushing them out.
Well, and what they do doesn't actually fit what we're doing. And I think that's I think that's where the incongruency is, right? It's like how do we make this fit our brand? Well, I don't fit your brand.
Right.
So if my creativity intimidates you,
Right.
you need to find someone who will be very happy
And appreciative.
drawing with it, coloring within your lines.
Right.
But I still find this church to be where I'm spiritually fed. My kids love the children's ministry. My wife is growing. I'm growing, whatever. Yeah. Are you okay that I go be who God called me to be? Only a very few pastors are like that releasing. You know what I mean? I think everybody wants to be able to like, I have exclusivity rights on so-and-so.
They hold on tight. You know, they keep people with a closed hand.
Yeah.
And not all of it is terrible. And I'll tell you why. I think, and Tim, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, Tim, I believe, is really honing that point in from those leaders that are very greedy.
For sure.
And are closed in nature.
That's correct.
But there are some leaders that are like, you should bring your gift in the house. Now, to this point and to their point on a positive side, could be because they do see where this creative is, right? So not everybody is bad and not everybody has the same mindset.
Correct.
But they could see where this creative is and the direction that they're going, or maybe the way their life is going. If they were to bring themselves and embrace their gift in the church, it would hone in and help them guide and direct their life a bit better.
Correct.
So there are many people that the pastor has said, hey, come on in and bring your gift in here. And it has realigned their life right back with the Lord and in a right way.
Oh, absolutely.
But there are others, okay, that they do bring them in and they're greedy. And to your point, Sam, you know, it doesn't fit our brand. It doesn't fit but stay here anyway. Right. So now that's the part right there. It's like, then why are they here? Empower them to go out, or, you know what I mean? Allow them to be free. But creatives are free beings. Right. And so they operate in that free space. Everybody is not like that. Yeah. Right. Some people are very strategic, very, very, they're in their own parameters. And so when you have leaders that are like that, and you try to deal with creatives that are free beings, that's where a conflict can begin to come in, because they want to put the creative in the boundary and in the parameter that they have set for themselves. And so now you begin to hinder. So you have to be able to be a leader that can be open to know how the personality types of creatives are, so that you can better serve them either in your church or not. And if they're not in your church, you can still offer ways to guide them.
And I want to clarify that.
So dope.
It's like, that's the correct way to do it, right?
Right.
Because if you're a church and you have a brand, you have a vision that you're going towards, and this person is causing issues and stepping out unsubmittedly, then deal with that.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
And like for the creative, because I've been that in like insecure creative that's like, oh, they're just trying to keep me down.
Yeah.
It's like, no, submit to like your authority, submit
That's
to where
right.
you're at.
That's right.
But then have the conversations of, can we change? Can we adapt?
Right.
How can we go about the right way
Yep.
of bringing in new ideas, bringing in like a fresh new vision, because it's got to change at some point.
That's right. That's right.
No, that's so good. I think that was like the most beautiful tangent of all time, coming off of those that are finding their purpose.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like
Forgot that's where we were.
No. I was
But
tracking
you
the
were
whole
tracking,
time.
yeah.
But I just felt like that needed to be fleshed out because I think people are so close to their purpose. They're flirting with it.
Yep.
But then they think if I'm not doing it in the church, or if I'm not doing this and preaching, or
Yep.
I'm only doing this until God opens up my preaching ministry. It's like you make $250,000 a year doing
Right.
this. I think
Right.
that's where God wants you.
That's right.
What are you talking about?
That's
I'm waiting
right.
till my ministry career takes off. It's
That
like
is it.
you
That is it.
I think that's it.
Right.
I'm almost sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take all that degree you have
That's right.
and put Jesus in it somewhere as well.
It
So
should come easy to you to do, and provision should follow.
yes.
I mean, it's
That's-
simple
so,
as that.
that's very true.
It's just simple as
That is very true.
Yeah.
I remember when I guess I was mid to late 20s. I was doing stand up,
Yep.
rapping and preaching.
Yep.
There was literally some weekends at a couple of churches where Friday I did rap for the youth ministry. Saturday I did comedy for the singles, and then Sunday I would preach. Like that would be my 3 days.
Yep.
So I would rap on Friday, do comedy on Saturday,
Yep.
and then preach on Sunday. And then one day, the Holy Spirit said, "Hey, I need you to. I know you remember this, but I need you to write down all the money you made this year rapping, all the money you made this year doing stand up, and all the money you made this year preaching."
Yep.
And I wrote it all down, and then the Holy Spirit said, "Point and tell me where you think I am." Well, what I made preaching outpaced what I did in the other two columns. And I'm like, I guess you're here on the preaching thing, right? That's where the most provision's coming in.
Right.
And here's what I heard the Holy Spirit say to me specifically. I'm not saying this is everybody, but what he said to me is, I will not let you prosper more in your talent than what I've gifted you
Come on.
to do.
So good.
Yeah, you're funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're good at rapping. I think he called me a dope MC. Is what I think. I think that's what he said to
Is that
me.
what he
I
said?
can't quite recall. I think he said I was one of the dopest lyricists of all time. I don't know. It's kind of fuzzy. Details are hazy
Right,
now.
right,
It's been
right.
some years. But he was like, I won't let you I won't let you prosper more there than the gift I gave you. Because you know in this gift I gave you, you can't do this one without me.
That's right.
Your talent? Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
You're
And
naturally funny. You're
Yeah.
naturally witty. But you depend on me here with the preaching.
And with your preaching, he's incorporated all those gifts therein.
I use them all
You use them
anyway.
all in. They're not isolated.
They're not. He
It's
just
incorporated. He just mashed
turned
it up for you.
He just turned it into a
Like
nice
an
little-
avocado mash.
Ooh,
Just mashed it all up.
I'm a Southern California.
Cilantro, lime,
Yeah,
pepper, salt.
Listen, I am from Southern California. I was born and raised in Inglewood, California,
Come on,
and
Inglewood.
and lived in LA and some suburbs as my parents kept trying to get further out to get us out of the hood. But I'm low key Mexican. I don't think you can be born in Southern California and not be Mexican. I will eat an avocado off a tree like it's an apple.
Come on.
I'm talking, I'll pluck it off the tree, bite straight through the rind,
Yeah.
and just start grubbing it up. Like I saw all my Mexican friends do
Get it.
in the neighborhood life. So you say avocado and my life
That's
changes.
it. It's a mashup. But it's a good mashup.
Maravilloso is what it is.
Is that what it is?
Maravilloso.
Come on, speak that Spanish.
Te amo mucho, mami.
Yes. honey.
So anyway, yo, so
So this is what this event is about. This
That's
is
what
what
it's
this
about,
conference is
boo.
about.
Yeah.
Is finding your purpose. Now you can only pick one room. We got 9 of them. We have 9 work rooms, so or renovation rooms, as Tim just affectionately changed the name.
hey,
So there's
yeah. Well, there's
also-
8 left.
There's 8 left. Yes. Yeah, so there's
That one's sold out first. The other one's gonna sell
Yeah.
out too. But
if it's not sold out, it's probably like 5 seats left. So it's very little seats left.
and let me clarify that.
Yeah.
In terms of it being sold out.
that room is because you
That
can only
room-
pick a room.
Yeah. So your registration covers the whole thing.
Yes.
And then
yes.
it's not like you paid a registration, now you got to pay for a workout
No.
room. So
A workroom.
A workroom. So you've paid your registration, then you get to choose one of 9 rooms. That purpose room was first one. Bang.
Yeah.
It was like, I registered, that's my room.
Yes.
So you can't get into that purpose room, but that doesn't. But let me say this, because you know I see everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, like, what happens when somebody's like, man, purpose is on the priority on my list, but the room is closed. Maybe it's the Holy Spirit directing you to another room. Maybe you wanted to know about your purpose, but He wants you to work on something else.
Yeah.
And so let God direct you to these rooms.
That's right.
If it's one is open and you can choose it, cool. But if it winds up being a full room, that's the word I want to use instead of sold out. That room is
full room, yes, not sold out.
Yeah,
full.
that room is full. It could be that God is saying, we need to work on this. You didn't even know you needed to work on that, but we need to work on that.
So here's the beautiful thing about what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
The other rooms are victims of sexual violence and trauma.
Yep.
The neuropsychology of trauma and how trauma embeds into your neurosystem and begins to change your DNA and begins to change who you are. That's a room. And how the tools to cope with when your body starts to react to the trauma.
Yes.
So that's the neuropsychology, the biology of trauma. That's that room.
Mm-hmm.
There's cultural diversity. So for those of you who are in relationships that are interracial or biracial.
Or intercultural. Because our marriage is intercultural.
Totally intercultural.
Yeah. Juliet is Afro-Caribbean. I'm African-American. And there was a cultural clash.
Totally.
When we got married.
Totally.
I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's birth trauma and emotions that come with birth and postpartum.
Right.
Right. Those who have had issues with IVF, miscarriages, stillborns.
If this is not the epitome of whole woman,
right? Or just postpartum after you had this baby and now you're depressed and you got to take medication to cope. Like postpartum is a real thing. So
Big
just
facts.
the emotions of birth trauma. There's, I love this one. This room should fill up immediately, which is the impostor syndrome and people that deal with perfectionism. Listen, impostor syndrome and perfectionism.
Wow.
How many people struggle with that?
Yeah.
You don't even know who you are and you're trying to be like somebody else. You're trying to compete and compare.
Yeah.
You don't, and then for those who deal with perfectionism, nothing can be right. You can't even enjoy life because you criticizing every little thing. Everything has to be so perfect. You're not even happy with you.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
There's this is another full room. So I don't know if there's any left. So you have to just go and see. It'll let you know if you can't register for these rooms if it's full. But this other one is a grief room. The grief room, there's lots of people that struggle with grief.
Yeah.
They haven't processed grief.
Yeah.
They don't know, they've been carrying grief for a long time when a loved one passes away.
Absolutely.
They
I
just
lost
kind
my
of
Aunt Brownie. Remember Aunt Brownie died of grief?
Yes.
Yeah, like
she died of grief.
Like she literally died of grief. Like
she died of a broken heart.
My grandmother died and she was depressed from the time my grandmother died to the time she died. It was like 30 years later.
Isn't that crazy?
Like it ended her relation. Like because you will never leave what you don't properly grieve.
That's right.
You cannot leave what you don't properly grieve, and she never properly grieved her.
Oh, that is the saddest story.
Yeah, it is.
I've ever heard.
Yeah,
about his aunt.
Yeah.
And so many people carry the grief of a loved one for so long, and they don't know how to properly grieve it. And then you're just in the kitchen one day washing dishes, breaking down, crying, right?
Facts.
Or you're in the grocery store, and then you find yourself in a corner, tears, weeping. People don't know what is going on. But you had you had a grief attack.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And grief is, even though loss of loved ones are common, you have to grieve. There's other things you can grieve.
Yeah.
Right? I tell people all the time.
Loss of relationships,
loss of friendships, loss of a home or a job,
Yeah.
a career that's all you've known.
Yeah.
Your health. you may have been the healthiest person on the planet, and now your health declined to nothing, and you're not who you were before.
Your body.
Yeah, you got to grieve what you don't have anymore.
Yeah, you do.
And you only
Empty nesters.
grieve the things you love.
That's right.
You're not grieving anything you don't like, right? So it's good to grieve because you loved it.
Oh, absolutely.
But now let's healthily process it.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Healthily? Let's process it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's grief. There's what are they all? It's just 8 of those rooms. There's 9 of those rooms, and they're amazing. So after we have these work rooms, right? Then we take a break. We go to lunch, and then there's these self-care rooms, because in those rooms, this is what I wanted to say. Right now, whenever room you pick, you are not alone in that room.
Right. Correct.
So if you
Right.
pick the room that you've had a victim of sexual violence and trauma, when you go in that room, all the other women in that room
Right.
are dealing with that same issue.
Yep.
So you are in a room of a community of sisters
Yes.
that
instantaneously.
that are struggling or have had or have to deal with this issue just like you.
That's right.
And what I like about what you said was, if a room is filled up, go to see another room. Here's what we like to say about that. If a room is filled up and you couldn't get in, but there is a room you wanted to get in, find a sister that was in that room and build community. And now let's talk about what we missed in each other's rooms. And let's heal each other that way.
Cross-pollination.
Okay? One of my favorite scriptures, I've come to love it. It's Luke 9:1-2. And I keep saying this scripture because it is the essence of this conference. In verse 1, Jesus talks about, I'm empowering each of the disciples to go out and heal and set the people free, right? Then in verse 2, he says, now I'm equipping you, go out into all the world and heal. And I just kept saying, why is he saying this twice? This is like the same thing twice. Like, why are you saying heal and heal? Like, you're not redundant. Like, you repeat things in the word, but you're not. It's 1 and 2 is like right there. But I begin to dig deeper. And the first word, heal, means a Greek word. So I'm not Greek, so hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, but it's called therapeunin. It's actually where we get our word therapy. And that word therapy means to care for, to walk with,
Yep.
to heal by your presence, to heal for the long term, to walk through life with. And that's the healing that brings, that God is saying, I'm empowering you to heal people by your presence and your gift and your love and your compassion for one another. And that healing may not happen for the other person overnight, but your presence, your ministry of presence, you being there with them, you comforted them, you checking on them, that's where their healing is going to come from. And then the second healing in the word, he's like, that's my power, right? So some people, I'm going to use you to heal immediately. You're going to touch them and they're going to be healed and restored immediately. And at the end of the day, God is in both. He said, I've sent you to heal and I've sent you to heal.
That's good.
You are going to go out and with your words and with your presence and with your love and just the compassion that I've given you, you're going to heal others by the life that you speak to others and walking with them through life, through their process.
Yes, good.
And there will be times where I will use you to touch them. And there are instant miraculous healings.
Yeah.
And none are wrong, but both are right. And
Both are
God is in
effective.
both.
Yeah, he is in both.
And this is what this is. If a woman is in one room and another is in another room, it's like, man, I wish I could have been in that room, but I couldn't. Well, what did you learn? What did you learn from that? Guess what? Now we get to heal each other.
Yes, that's so good.
Now we get to heal and heal.
All right, so picture time. So cross-pollination, right?
Yep.
If all the bees drop dead right now, produce would be
That's right.
in a massive amount of trouble.
Yep.
Right? Fruit trees would be dead.
Yep.
Strawberry patches would be dead.
Yep.
Because
No more flowers, nothing.
no flowers or anything. Can you imagine that the floral industry, the fruit industry, produce industry is dependent on bees pollinating?
That's right.
Because the pollen that they get from the flower,
Come on.
they also rub on
That's right.
the apple tree, and what they rub on the apple tree goes over to this and that, because the trees rooted in where they are, will never touch the other. So if it's not for these bees coming in between it all, they would never have sweet fruit. What makes it sweet, what makes the scent of the flower and you know, in its bloom is what the bees do.
Yes.
And if it's not for them rubbing a little bit of that on a little bit of that, it would not be sweet. This is what these women are going to do for each other as they come out of these rooms, is they're going to cross-pollinate, and they're actually going to be sweeter.
Yes, they are.
As a result.
Yeah.
Because I can't take everything in from one room
Right.
anyway. I
Right.
got to be here, you got to be there. But what we mix and get makes us sweeter.
Yeah.
This is why so many churches are, if you ever walked into like a mean, cold, callous church, I know the reason why.
Yes.
It's not a cross-pollinated church.
That's right. That's right. It's one-dimensional.
And what you get when you're not cross-pollinated is sour. You find me a sweet apple tree, a juicy orange tree, I'll show you an apple or orange tree that has been pollinated correctly.
Come on.
You bite into an apple and it's just sour, your teeth clench, you're like, oh my gosh. I'll show you something that hasn't been cross-pollinated.
Or has been picked before time.
They didn't let it sit there
They
long
did not
enough, right?
let it
did
not grow to its fullest potential.
It did not grow to its fullest potential.
It is not mature.
So, baby, I'm super hyped.
Yeah.
I'm super hyped for the women that have registered for this conference. I'm super hyped for the women that are going to register for this conference.
Yeah.
I'm super hyped for every room being filled. I'm super hyped for
The self-care rooms. Those are the fun rooms.
Yeah, the self-care rooms are the fun rooms where everybody's going to be able to come to.
Well, no, they got to pick a self-care room
yeah,
too.
that's true
But those
too.
are fun.
Yeah, those are going to be.
Yeah,
all of
those
them
are the fun rooms.
Those are the fun rooms.
Because you got
Isn't the quiet room sold out?
I don't even have any more.
Or not sold out, but it's full. The quiet room is full.
The quiet room is full. That got really full super fast.
So there's a
Like the other
room.
one. Yeah.
The room is just to be quiet. And like all these women were like, sign me up for I'm coming to this conference so I can go into a room where no one's gonna say anything to me.
Yep.
They might not even come out for a main session. They might just stay in the quiet room
it
for the
will
whole.
be closed during the main
Okay,
session. But
okay.
so
Gonna
the
kick 'em out.
Well, because you need it, right? So this conference is like a really big fun retreat, right? Just
Yeah,
on
I
a
love it.
larger scale. Because after you do this workroom and you come out and you go to lunch and then we do our self-care rooms, you need healthy habits now. Because 9 times out of 10, most people that have an issue or a grief or an area in their life, they don't cope well. They do not cope well. They'll binge, they'll overeat. Let a moment hit you, right? Be in a moment where there's no prayer team, there's no prayer partner, there's no praise and worship going on. You have no band support, right? You have no praise and worship team coming to your house to cheer you on. You've read your Bible, and the enemy starts talking. Right? And he sounds really good. He sounds true. And we start believing. Because that's what we do. And so now we then start to cope. Well, how do I this isn't good. So now we start taking the bottle to the head, or we start smoking, or we start drinking, or we have self-harm. Right? Or we start self-abusing ourselves, or we start to do things that are not healthy, and we're triggered to go into a bad habit to cope, to make us feel better in that moment.
Right.
And so that's what most of us do. And so the self-care rooms are there for that very reason, is what tools can I give you, an outlet that will give you a positive, healthy outlet and a positive way to cope that you may have not thought of before, right? So I really made this quiet room. I really made this quiet room for the introverts, right? Because there's all the women that are going to be there. There are some that are like, I can't take that fun game room. That's too many people.
Yeah.
I want a space that I can just go in and journal and take in for the 1 hour. It seemed like lots of people are introverts because they're like, I said, you can go in there, you can sleep, you can rest. And I love it because that lets me know these ladies need rest.
Hey, and it's
They just
funny.
need some rest.
Isn't it funny like somebody's like registering for a conference so they can go take a nap?
I love it. I love
They're like
it.
flying from a different state. Like,
Yep.
hey man, I'm about to go take a nap
Yep.
in Texas at this conference.
Well, you know what's funny? Because those numbers in the quiet room were so high, it was just supposed to be a spa-like quiet room, right? That's it. Just little music. And off of that, so many people signed up to be in that room that I was like, oh, just for that? Yo, you want some rest? Massage therapists. So now
She don't play
if they
fair.
want massages, they
She
can
don't
get a
play
chair
fair.
massage, it's on their dime for that. But they'll discounted rate. They'll get a chair massage, they can get a full body, they can get a half. They sign up to what time they want their slot. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? How can I spoil you?
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So we're gonna do that. There's food options there, and then Saturday, we having a live unpack taping. We're gonna tape unpack live. That'll be fun. And then
How much is the massage?
that's per therapist.
Okay,
So
it's
we'll
per
have
therapist.
about 3 or 4 massage therapists there, so that the people can schedule their times, and so when they're gonna get their massages. But
Hey, okay, so I'm about to. So this is to all my basement dwellers.
come on, basement.
If you want to
dwellers.
sponsor some lady getting a massage in the quiet room, just drop a gift in the premiere or the isn't there like a thank you button or something where they can give or whatever. It doesn't matter what the dollar amount is, just it'll go towards
Can they label it Old Woman Co. or WWC?
no we'll
Yeah?
we'll
Oh,
get
okay.
it. Yeah, we'll get it to them. We'll get it to
So
them.
no, thank you.
It ain't
That
for
is-
me. We
Yeah.
just want to be generous and
Yeah, we just want to give back to
bless
them.
some people. Yeah.
Saturday is a really fun day. We have a really special interactive thing called Your Life is Right. And I'm telling you now, you don't want to miss that. So anybody out there who owns businesses that want to sponsor, you don't want to miss that part. You can email us.
And we already have some sponsors cooking.
Yeah, there's a sponsor that is a really fun interactive time that, trust me, you don't want to miss. We have a sponsor that's giving away a 5-day vacation package
Which is crazy.
during that time, and that's just one.
Travel included,
I can't
all the
relieve.
things.
Yeah, all the things. So they're giving some really big prizes, and we'll be able to promote their names and their businesses and all that. But we got vendors. They're actually called retail therapists. I'm here for it all.
And let me just
It's going to be a good time.
let me just brag on you a little bit.
I don't know about that.
This conference is extension of who Juliet is. Like everything, like it's not like what haven't other women's conferences done that I can do? Like Juliet has spa days for her girlfriends here. Like
It's true.
upstairs, she'll I think when was it like
Get mobile massages.
Yeah, mobile massages. So like, was it 2 or 3 guys that came in here?
2 massage therapists.
It was 2 You know how secure I have to be in my own manhood? It's like 7 women, 8 women upstairs.
They were so good.
These 2 dudes are just in there rubbing down my wife. And like these
Well, no,
other
that
women.
sounds very bad.
No, it
2
doesn't.
dudes were not rubbing me down. So let's be very clear.
Well, no, yeah, not at the same time. One of the 2 massage therapists was rubbing you down.
Oh, Jesus.
And
This is going downhill fast.
you made it go downhill.
No,
I
you
wasn't.
said, you know how secure I could feel with 2 men rubbing on my
Well, yeah. Well, one of
I know.
Anyway, these guys came in. They were really, really good.
Very professional.
All the girls came out like, oh my god, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm just like, I'm so grateful you're enjoying yourself. Would anybody like some water? Like, is my wife still in there?
Oh, my goodness.
How long was that massage?
No, yeah,
No, but this is
sometimes
who you are.
The strength is just
Yeah, it's
get
different.
in there. Yeah.
Which is why I love Van.
Yeah.
Like Van is like an anomaly.
Yeah.
Van's deep tissue massage is like that of 3 men.
Yeah.
I don't know how that little lady
Yeah.
does what she does, but
Yeah.
I'm blessed.
Yeah. I like us to have fun. I want us to have
It's who you are.
all the
It's who you are. This experience is who you always are. Like you plan stuff for people and you surprise people and you
love
because you always have
people.
the people in mind.
I
and
do. I love them.
That's what I find so beautiful about Whole Woman Conference is that your focus is on the
people.
registrants,
Yeah.
not like, man, we need everybody to sign up so I can pay for this speaker.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? And like, you're like, I need you to sign up so I can treat you right.
I
Like,
can spoil you.
hey, give us $175 and I'll give you a place to take a nap. Give me $175 and I'll give you a place to break a generational curse. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to find a therapist. So
we got him here. And hold on one second. Would basement people mind if I just parent for a second? Noah? Hi, son. Have you done your schoolwork today? All of it?
all of it? Okay.
Okay, then
Right.
I see you doing a lot of walking around, son. I love you, but you need to do your work and tell your brother the same. Thank you so much. I love you big.
Bye.
I love you big. Let's be great and be successful today.
Thank you, baby.
Sorry, basement dwellers. This is what happens when you're in the home.
Well,
You got to
and
still parent.
our kids are homeschooled, so
Yeah. Nathan,
that's
great.
what that is.
How are you, son? Are we being successful up there?
I was, my charger was over here.
Okay. Okay. So basically, you haven't done any work.
Not yet.
Okay, that's unacceptable. You can
Is this
find
your
it.
charger right here?
Yes, that is actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Get
Let's
it, baby.
get that, and
You can fit through there.
let's go be great, son. Okay. No naps, no excuses. Appreciate your whole soul.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you again, basement dwellers, for allowing us to be parents.
Hey, y'all in our house.
Yeah.
Nobody tell you to come in here.
But you are invited.
If
so
you
that is
watching, like
okay,
you
yeah.
wanted to be here,
It's okay.
Like this is not like no, you know what I mean? Like set it up
No.
and put on like you
No,
know. It's like
not
I'm
at
at
all.
home.
We're
Like
at home.
Juliet brought me this outfit because she said when you're home, I like to see
You
that
home.
you're home.
Yeah.
Like when I have on clothes that are like
Yeah,
jeans
like
and
work clothes.
like Juliet would be like, where are you going? And the kids would be like, where are you going? Because
Yep.
like these outfits now symbolize he's home.
Yeah, you know, before when he was
What's up,
working
Silas?
as a
It's my nephew.
let me see. He was pastoring. I think it was probably before embassy. And
Gateway?
yes.
Okay.
And so he was at Gateway and the PH.
And Patterson.
Yeah. And he would come home and he'd be in his suit, you know, so it was definitely possible you had your suit
Potter's
on.
house.
Yeah, so he'd be in his suit.
We had to dress like we were going to a winter formal every week.
This was a long time ago.
No cummerbund, though.
And that was the dress attire for the church, just a regular suit. And he would come home and he would like kind of be in his suit, and then he would say something to me, and I'd be like, whoa. Not your employee. Right? Like, because his tone would be like, hey, like order instructions, like, whoa, no, hold on. You know, like you're home now, right? I hadn't seen you all day, right? So we got to change some things. And so sometimes your clothes, your attire, it makes you feel like you're in a certain space. You know what I mean? And so we had to switch that. And it was like, baby, when you come home, change your clothes right away. And he was like, babe, I just need 30 minutes to decompress. No problem. Right? So when he would come home, the first thing he does is just go straight to the back and he would change his clothes and take whatever time. I said, take whatever time you need. But when you come out, you are home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that works for us, right? So he takes whatever time. And when he comes out, we know that he has washed away the day.
Yeah.
He has filtered out everything. And so he can be present in our family dynamic.
Yep.
And so that the work dynamic is not the family dynamic.
That's exactly
'Cause that's
right.
two different things. And
Yeah.
so many people, they bring their work home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they're boss at home instead of daddy or mommy at home.
That's right.
They're boss
Yes.
and they're bossy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
so it's like, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, keep that there,
Yeah.
right? Where you're number ones, not your employees who you talk to.
Yes.
We talk with each other.
Yeah. Not at.
We're not talking at each other. Like, we
Yes,
just don't
good.
do that. So, we try to just establish certain things that work for our family dynamic, and hopefully they'll work for other family dynamics,
Yeah, baby. I'm so glad you brought that up because how many pastors, male or female,
Yes.
come home and expect their spouses to be an armor bearer,
Right.
expect their kids to be their personal
Hey,
assistants,
let's talk about it.
and their
Yes.
armor bearers, right? They
Yes.
come home and they don't know what it is to like reset take out the trash, help with the dishes.
That's right.
Help
Be at home.
Get the kids ready.
Yep.
You know what I mean, for bed or whatever. And because when they go to church, they're so catered to that when they come home, they're not catered to in the same way, right? And
I'm not a caterer.
yeah.
And the kids aren't a caterer.
Yeah, exactly. And what literally happens is, if there is an unhealthy way of processing that, then they can't wait to get back to church.
That's right.
And that's how they wind up falling in love with Jesus' bride instead of their own.
That's right. Because they're being catered to all the time.
Because
at
they're
church.
like, I can't wait to get back to church because they cater to me. They'll go get my water. They'll go get this. When you come home, take out the freaking trash.
Right. You need to normalize.
Your wife's not your personal assistant.
That's
it's your
right.
wife.
That's right.
Your kids are not your armor bearers. They're your kids.
And here's the thing that
So-
this is good. I like talking about this because this is, you didn't come out of the womb a pastor, right? You had to grow up, go to school, probably got a regular job, right? And so when you came home, let me preface this by saying, I hate when people ask me all the time, what's it like to be a pastor's wife?
Ooh.
Oh, I can't stand
Red alert.
it.
Red alert. You've been warned.
Oh, I cannot.
Don't ever ask my
stand
wife
it.
that question.
Oh, it's the worst.
Here
It's
comes the clap back.
dumbest question on
In
the planet.
3, 2, 1. Get him.
Nobody ever asked me that question when he was a customer service agent. How does it feel to be a customer service agent's wife? How does it feel to be a postal worker's wife? How does it feel to be a janitor's wife? No one has ever asked me. How does it feel to be a Pepsi driver's wife, or Gatorade distributor's wife? No one has ever asked
Because I was that.
those questions. These were his jobs, right?
She's roll calling jobs.
No one has ever asked me, how does it feel to be that wife? Do you see how much of a pedestal we put this position on?
Yeah.
That now this wife's role is this expected place. And that now, how should I feel? But I married Tim.
Say it with your chest.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
I married Tim.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I felt that.
I married Timothy Charles Ross.
No job, no car.
He did not have a job or a car.
That's big facts, yo.
He didn't have anything at the time. You all know him now as Pastor Tim and all of this, and this great orator, speaker, and this great communicator. But I've been with him way before any of that, right? We grew together. And when we put people on
Makes me
these
emotional.
pedestals of what is it feels to be a pastor's wife, I'd prefer, how does it feel to be Tim's wife? If you need to ask that. And you all would want to ask that because you all have grown to love this popular person, right? So you know him from one aspect.
Yep.
But I have had the privilege to know him when there was nothing of him that one would say required to be known. Or maybe you would think he wasn't as popular then. And so how does it feel to be Tim's wife? Well, now that's a whole nother loaded question, right?
Yeah.
But the answer is, it's a privilege, and it's always been a privilege because I knew from the day I married him that this was a God-ordained marriage. That's why it's a privilege, because we were in God's will. Now, has it always been perfect? The Lord knows, absolutely not. But are we in God's will? Yes. And so it is the privilege to be with him. Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah.
And so I will spend the rest of my life trying to change a generational mindset of what does it feel to be a pastor's wife? Nothing. It's the same as it was. We've been in this marriage together
Yep.
for a long time.
Yep.
And so I'm not going to perpetuate the mindset of putting these roles on a pedestal, right? In which anybody can fall off.
Anybody.
I'm married to a human.
Yep.
I'm married to a human, and he's married to a human, and we work together to make this God's union work.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, yeah, we got to just start changing the way we do things and we say things, because it's just ignorant, right? It's just ignorant. We don't know that. It's just learned behavior.
You know, I can't think about our origin story and not get emotional. And
I know.
you prayed for somebody that would cry.
I did.
And
And I got him. And then I'm like, you cry so much.
Yeah.
Why are you crying all the time? And he's like,
She
you
said-
prayed for it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I guess I did.
she was like, yeah, but I didn't know it was this much.
Yeah.
But-
I don't cry as much. I'm not very, I mean, it would take, you know.
It takes a lot.
Takes a move of the Holy Spirit. I mean, he'd have to sit in here and I'm like, oh. But other than that, yeah.
No, but when we got married, when we started dating, you know, I had just moved here from California. I didn't know nobody. It was kind of hard, you know, when you transition at any point in life, it's like major. When you move to a different state, that's major. Yeah. And you know, I'm trying to figure stuff out. I'm like super young. I know I have a call on my life. I don't know what it's supposed to do.
You came for a conference.
I came for a conference and wound up moving here. You know what I mean? And so moved here in June of '97, and I meet Juliet. I laid eyes on her February '98, and I said hi to her in April of '98. And I just watched her for 2 months. I didn't stalk her, but I did watch her for 2 months. Just like who does she rock with? Like, what kind of girl she hang around? And she was carrying a big old Dakes Bible.
Come on, Dave.
She was 18 years old, like a Dakes Bible that has like 100,000 hours of study notes in it. I'm like, poser. She's not reading that. And she was. Because she gave her life to Jesus when she was 9. So I'm like, and so, you know, I laid eyes on her in February. I said hi to her in April. I told her I liked her in May. I told her I was in love with her in June. And then I proposed to her in July.
This is all big facts.
Yeah, this was all 1998.
Yeah.
But yo, I didn't have a job or a car when I got with you. And she was working at a bank, and she's always been fine and beautiful. And so she was a commercial teller. And there was guys with big bank accounts depositing big fat checks in the commercial line trying to get her to go out. And I'm picking her up in a Dolly Madison donut truck.
I don't know if you'll remember the Dolly Madison's donut trucks.
It looks like the UPS truck, but
Yeah.
it's just
Got donuts around them.
Donuts around them. But that's not what was even in the truck.
No.
It was Gatorade.
Yep, Gatorade.
Because it's when Gatorades first came out with vending machines, and I was
Vending machine filler.
Yeah, I was like, if you saw a Gatorade machine in 1998 that was in the DFW Metroplex, I filled it.
Yep.
Not like me and like 3 other I filled wherever it was.
Yep.
I filled it up. Okay. And so I had to take all the dollars and the cash and coin out of it, blah, blah, blah. And then I would go pick up.
We'd go on dates in the Dolly Madison.
I go pick her up at it was Bank One before it's Chase. I am a mess.
Oh,
Did not see this coming. But I go pick her up at
Sweet.
Bank One in the donut truck. And that, you know, if you've seen a UPS truck, there's only one seat in there.
Yeah.
And I'd literally stack up the
Gatorade boxes
Gatorade boxes.
to make a seat for me.
She'd come out in her little skirt and her little heels, and she would sit on the Gatorade boxes
No seatbelt.
and just put her foot up on the dashboard so she wouldn't fly through it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came to a stop,
We're just trying not to die.
and we would go to super salad,
Yep.
and I was given a little stipend out of the money, so I paid for the meal with all dollar bills from thank you, baby. I paid for the meal with all dollar bills from the cash and coin we got from the Gatorade boxes, and we'd have our little date. I'd take her back and drop her off, and that was it.
That was it.
I
did that all the
that
time.
that was my vehicle because they let me keep the vehicle overnight because of how early I had to start. So Wednesday night Bible studies at Potter's house back then, that's what I would drive to church.
Yep.
And the parking lot crew would clown me.
Yep.
Like, oh,
Yep. They sure
fool,
would.
you driving up here in a
donut
truck? Like, who? So
Sometimes the brakes worked. Sometimes it didn't.
brakes went out. It didn't have any AC in the winter. It didn't have
was
any heat.
freezing in the winter.
Yeah, it had no heat in the summer.
No,
they
hot.
wouldn't fix it. They wouldn't fix it.
Nope.
It was a crappy situation. Anyway,
But
so
it was a job that provided.
it
we
was a
were
job that
thankful,
provided.
yeah.
So we were thankful, and that's how we started. I didn't have nothing. The night I
We
proposed
would go
to
to
her,
lunch and eat at the dollar menu.
yeah, we eat off the
Yep.
dollar menu.
Eat off the dollar menu.
Yep. And so, like when you talk about the 23 years that we've been married, and you know all the stuff that we've overcome in our marriage,
Sure.
that I've overcome in my life, I wish a chick would try to come between me and this girl.
Oh yeah. Yes, no.
It would be the worst thing you've ever done in your life. I promise you. This is dead A. Like I ain't gonna, you know what I mean?
That's right.
I won't get too blue in my language.
Sure.
But you come between me and Juliet, it'd be the most embarrassing day of your life.
Yeah.
If
It'd
you
be bad for you.
If you ever flirted with me, it'd be the most embarrassing day of your life.
Let me tell you something. Tim would put you on blast. He told me, he's like, I'm just gonna start screaming, and just.
I will. Like I'm not.
She said this to me.
No. Don't ever slide in my DMs. Don't ever try to say
Oh, my
anything.
goodness.
Like you're not. I don't care. Whatever you got, Juliet got it,
Oh my goodness.
and it tastes better. It's sweeter. It's tighter than anything you got. You
have
you
mercy.
can't get me.
Edit all that out, please, and thank you.
None of that. None
all
of that.
the edits.
No,
all
none
the
of that's
edits.
being edited because sexual temptation is out there, and I'm telling you right now, I know who was in that donut truck with me, fam, and it wasn't you.
That's right.
So I'm just putting everybody on notice now. Like this is like a new space that we're in.
Yeah.
This podcast, like God's blessing this podcast.
Oh yes.
A lot of new people are gonna find me. I wish you would. I'm looking right in the camera, fool. I wish you would. Don't play yourself.
No.
Don't come for me.
No.
Cause I know who was in that donut truck. I know who ate off that dollar menu with me. I know who took me to the place that I proposed to them. Juliet drove me to the place I proposed to her.
You know.
She was picking me up for church. You was not there. So you just found me now. I know I'm handsome. I'm fine. I know it.
Yes, you are.
I'm good looking.
Yes, you are.
Should not look
baby.
like this at 47. I should not have this head full of hair.
Yes.
I'm
You fine, baby.
yeah, I'm fine.
Yes, you are.
I'm fine, but I'm yours.
Yes, you are mine.
Not even but. I'm fine and
Yes, you are.
I'm yours. So I'm
And
just telling you,
In
notice
full totality.
notice who's putting the females on notice. It ain't Juliet. It's me.
That's right.
This girl, this is one of the most secure women in the world. This girl knows she ain't got nothing to worry about at all. But I'm just putting everybody on notice now. Like, I guess I got to put men on notice too, because it's 2022 and people are got DLs, download dudes, and all that kind of stuff. I ain't on the download. I don't want no dudes. I don't
At
want no
all.
girls.
None of it.
I got Juliet. She is Alpha and Omega. The
I'll
beginning
take
and
care
the
of all
end.
the things.
She does take care.
Take care of all the things.
Hey, one of the episodes. It won't be this one, but one of the episodes we got to talk about Cleveland love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
oh.
we won't talk about it now.
Yeah. Oh.
I know that's gonna make everybody mad. That's like they're gonna be like, "What is he talking
Yes.
about?"
Yes. OMG.
We'll talk about
Yeah.
that. We'll talk about that another time. But I
if
just
we-
want. I love
Yay,
you.
that means he wants me back. Yeah. That must be an invitation to
Yeah.
come back. I'm here for it.
It is,
I'm
and
here for
baby,
it.
I love you so much.
I love you.
I love you. I'm so.
Thank you
I'm
for-
so proud of you.
Thank you, sweet man.
I'm
Thank
so
you so
very
much.
proud of you.
Thank you.
Like this conference is gonna be amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm
And,
looking forward to
yeah,
it.
it's
Something
gonna-
fresh, different, and new.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
dope. So
Thank you.
to all the ladies, September 9th and 10th.
Yeah, come out.
Come on out. Registration is open and you still got time. Now, if
Yeah.
it's sold out, you don't got no more time. And
You'd have to do it online, but you'd miss all the everything.
yeah, if you pay for it online. Is it free online or is you pay
No,
for
it's
it?
just only $40 online, but you only get the main sessions.
Yeah, you only get the main sessions. You don't get
only
any of
get
the
the main-
breakout rooms.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't get the self-care rooms.
You don't get the fun stuff. You
Yeah.
don't get the Your Life is Right. You don't get the live.
Yeah.
You don't get all the other fun things we have planned for you. So
Yeah.
you
So-
come, make it out. Let's just do this and be fantastic. But if you do online, it'll catch the 4 main sessions. So
Yeah,
do
for
what
sure.
you can.
Yeah, do what you can. Just do what you can.
Yeah.
And we love you guys so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, this is the bonus
Yes.
episode, fam.
I love it.
The
I love
bonus
it.
episode of the Basement Home Edition.
Yep.
With my gorgeous wife,
Thank you,
Juliet.
baby.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And yeah, girl,
Yeah.
I'll see you tonight.
Yes. I love you, sweet man.
I love you too.
This was a treat.
All right, love you guys. I hope you have a great day. Peace.
Bye.